All right, what's up? Welcome to episode 4 of Behind the Seams, presented by RipTydz Oceanfront Grill and Rooftop Bar. All righty, welcome back to the show. I'm Hunter Horenstein. That is team president Ryan Moore of the Myrtle Beach Pelicans, and this is Behind the Seams, presented by RipTydz Oceanfront Grill Rooftop Bar. We are back at the top level here on the third deck oceanfront. Not a green screen, real life, and goodness gracious, it is hot as heck out here right now. It is July in Myrtle Beach, July in South Carolina. It is quite warm, a little humid.
It's what you should expect.
But that's the beach here. We've got our drinks to cool ourselves down. What are you drinking over there, Ryan?
I went with the traditional strawberry daiquiri today. Nice little frozen daiquiri on a hot day.
Have to do that. I've got myself a transfusion. Very refreshing. Perfect on a hot day. We've got our Hawaiian shirts on.
Didn't plan it.
Some giveaway shirts.
We did not plan
today. The Merman shirt, which we saw last. We saw that last episode. And then this one was in episode 1, but just kind of have some beach vibes today for episode 4. We are recording this at the All-Star break. We are past the halfway mark of our season, the minor league season, but we are getting ready to rock and roll into the final stretch of the year. A lot of fun stuff has happened, but we are most recently on the heels of a second no-hitter at Pelicans ballpark.
Pretty amazing. If you think about it, I think it was 2017 was the most recent prior to or coming into this year, and to have two, full staff multi-pitcher doubleheaders, both of them at home as well. That's the fan excitement was great. We had a great crowd Sunday night for that. The guys are doing good, right? At the plate, on the mound, in the field. Even with the promotions that we've had, the guys that have come in to backfill have all stepped up to the plate, no pun intended, and have performed well. And it's a fun group of guys to watch play baseball. There's so much enthusiasm. There's a ton of action. There's home runs, stolen bases, bunts. Trianto stole home the other night. That. It's fun. It's not your average baseball team. It's not your average baseball game, and it's reflecting, in the stands and in the standings.
Pelicans, as a reminder, are going back to the playoffs for the first time since 2017. They clinched that first half championship, so they will be playing in September. Guaranteed one game at least, a potential of 3 playoff games, but definitely getting one, which is going to be game 2 of the division series, and if they have to play a game 3, that's a winner take all. But an opportunity to clinch at home a spot in a championship series, but a lot of fun. You mentioned a lot of the promotions, players moving up, but it seems like the Pelicans just reload. There's no rebuild. They just happen to find guys 1 through 9, 1 through 25 on the roster, are able to figure out ways to win with this club.
Yeah, if you haven't come out and seen them and you're here, take a night. You won't regret it.
All right, let's get into these questions. As a reminder, this is the show where we take your questions directly to Captain R. Moore. Tweet us, Instagram us, Facebook us, all that jazz, and we will answer them here on the episode. Let's lead it off on Twitter. At Chris Rosenthal1 wants to know, besides the 2 no-hitters and the playoff clincher, what has been your favorite memory of the season so far?
Actually happened Sunday as well. Jackson's 3rd birthday at the ballpark. And
happy birthday, Jackson.
And him deciding that he was down to go throw out the first pitch before the game, and he turned to me and he said, "See, Dad, I am a real baseball player." And seeing how excited he was, and dabbing up Buddy and a couple of the players, he got a kick out of it, and that personalized, that kind of connection that we can bring to our fans. That I felt we say that we're jaded and don't always fully realize the emotional impact that coming to a baseball game and the different things that have on you as a family or an individual. So seeing my son just over the moon to be down there, and his eyes are bug wide, and just special for him as it's his first time really down there and doing stuff like that. So I'll probably look back on that as one of my favorite moments of the season for sure.
One thing we forgot to mention on Sunday with that no-hitter, Sam did a really good job with the player of the game, including all 5 pitchers and Ethan Hearn as the catcher. But unfortunately, what he didn't do, and you hate to see it, but he didn't include the other guy who threw out a pitch, which we just talked about, and was your son Jackson.
Right.
I mean, he's part of that night. He threw on the mound.
Nobody got a hit off of him.
Nobody got a hit. He contributed as far as I'm concerned, and it's unfortunate that we overlook him.
I do want to overlook it because it's just too emotional for me. I haven't yet told Jackson. At someday when he's a little bit older, I will tell him of that omission and how that probably stunted his ability to get out there in front of college coaches and get to the next level. And I don't hold any personal hard feelings against Sam, but I think if you asked him, he would say, yeah, it was a mistake, a big mistake.
Hopefully one that's not repeated. The nice thing about Jackson and even Austin, your other son, we got opportunities for more birthdays. So hopefully, we'll try again next year, and hopefully Sam can deliver. We want to make sure, though, that Jackson gets his dues. So in production, in post, make sure you Photoshop him into that graphic, please. Put him in the history books. All right.
Let's go.
That was a good one to start on. All right, Tim from Facebook. We just talked about it, a first half division championship going into the playoffs. So with that, Tim from Facebook wants to know, how does the playoff structure work?
Okay. So minor leagues are a little bit different than the big leagues, or a lot different. In our league, we have a first half champion and a second half champion. If you win the first half, you automatically go to the playoffs. You could lose every single game in the second half of the season. You've already secured entry.
We have not lost every single game.
No, just a point that, hey, no matter what happens after that, you're in the playoffs. So Lynchburg won the North, Myrtle won the South, and the team with the best record in the second half of the season, so you clear the slate, you start 0 wins, 0 losses again, and the team that has the best record in the second half plays the team that won the first half. In the event that the team that won the first half also wins the second half in their respective division, then the team with the overall best record throughout the entire season is the second participant in the playoffs. So there's a multitude. Every team's still alive, in essence, at this point in time. And we know, based on the scheduling format, that the second half winner hosts game 1. The first half winner hosts games 2 and potentially 3. And then the winner of each divisional championship plays for the Carolina League Championship. And it's a rotation every year. So the North is considered the home team, and they will host games 2 and 3. So if we were to advance to the Carolina League Championship, we will host game 1 at Pelicans ballpark.
All right. You guys write that down? Everyone know what we're talking about now?
I hope that was clear. There's a lot of moving parts, but
it basically comes down to we're in.
We're in.
Doesn't matter.
We know we're hosting
Bring on
game
whoever
2.
else.
Bring on whoever else.
And we're playing on the 15th. There are playoff ticket packages online, by the way. MyrtleBeachPelicans.com/playoffs. Go ahead and check that out. All you can eat buffet, tickets to all potential home games, $40. You get to see the birds and get to see some cool baseball as well.
And those packages, I believe, are fairly close to being sold out. We've actually had to open up a second wave of meal times. So if you're planning on coming out to the playoffs, there's no reason why you shouldn't get the package. The value is realized in one game.
All right, moving right along. All right, our next question comes from, it's at O'Brien Dalen, but it's Dalen O'Brien, and that is one of Sammy's amusements kids that works over at the ballpark. He wants to know, by the way, she says all good things about him, says that he's very, very stoked to be on board. Just recently started with us. at the ballpark. Wants to know, who is your favorite Pelican of all time?
I've got that question asked a lot. And really, my favorite Pelicans come down to the managers. Like Rocket Wheeler, he was back at the ballpark this past weekend. Buddy Bailey, those are, two minor league legends. And, I probably spend more time talking with them than any of the players. So definitely the coaches are ones that I feel like I have a stronger connection with, and not to say that's a favorite, but if we're going to go player wise, it's going to be hard to beat Freddie Freeman. That's when I kind of started coming up, working in the industry. Was around the time he was coming through the organization, as we were Braves affiliate at the time. I think that he'd be one of the guys. If you look at our team now, I think Ethan Hearn's one of those guys that we'll talk about for years to come. The energy and fire, passion that he brings to the game. But yeah, Freddie would probably be the guy.
Also, interesting tidbit. I know we've talked about it before on the show, but you were one of the first people. You and your wife were one of the first people to see Freddie after his call up when you saw him in Gwinnett. I worked later on. Yeah,
I worked in Gwinnett when he was promoted to Atlanta, and I'm almost positive it happened after the last game of the season. And there's always kind of a staff party get together afterward, after the gates close and everything gets wrapped up for the night. And as we were walking back into the building, Freddie's walking out with a shopping cart. I said, "Getting ready to go home?" And he said, "No, I'm getting ready to go to Atlanta." And that's how I had found out. And Alex gave him a big old hug, and he was still just a kid, but even more of a kid back then. And seeing him at the All-Star game this weekend, seeing that now he has a young child who's a part of baseball and looks like a surefire first-round pick in probably the 2040 draft, however old he is. But yeah, it's fun. It's been fun watching him go and continue to have success on the field, but also see his life mature and develop in a positive manner as well.
All right, moving right along. Oh, he makes another appearance on the show. I think he has the record for questions asked. At Jeffrey_Dreluk. Our good friend Hefe on Twitter wants to know, if there was no limit on resources, so in an infinite possibility world, what is one addition that you would make to the ballpark?
A retractable dome, without a doubt. I hate the weather sometimes. Like having to manage and try to forecast where these cells are popping up. Is it going to hit us? Is it going to skirt us? Is the sea breeze going to blow it off? Texting with Ed Piotrowski, who we would be lost without his expertise and guidance. But yeah, if we could pop up a dome and never have to worry about the weather again, I'll start swinging the hammer myself. Like. That's an easy one, Jeffrey.
I like it.
This is coming off of a very wet homestand.
Yeah, I will say, that
best couple.
I
homestands.
think everybody would say yes. Let's get a retractable roof. Tarp pools are no joke.
They're fun.
Really no joke.
They're no fun.
It's a lot, and you see that radar, and you see those big blobs of yellow and orange and red.
And it just means late nights, early mornings, just messes up the whole routine.
All right, our final question here is from Twitter. At TopsFan47 wants to know, I saw someone refer to Pelicans as tactical airstrike unicorns, and I gotta ask, how much to get management to change y'all's nickname to this? Tactical airstrike unicorns.
That's a doozy of a question. It's got legs. It wouldn't be an everyday brand, but I could. If we could get a good kind of like artistic like mock-up of what that looks like I'd be. Yeah, I'm open to that for sure.
Tactical airstrike unicorns. I see it because you got the Pelicans and they dive bomb into the water.
Yeah. I've never heard that.
I've never heard that either.
I might we might want to follow up and ask, like, where did you hear that? Like, I've never heard that.
I like it, Picasso. This episode comes out in July. We've still got August. We've still got September to go this season. But there's something happening in August, and this question came up before we started rolling. It was from one of our camera work people over here. I'm actually going to let him come up and ask it himself. Come on up. Oh, all of a sudden now he's too bashful. Now all of a sudden he's too bashful, folks.
Yeah. He's no Sammy No Socks.
Yeah, come. There you go.
Yeah,
all
there
right.
you go. There you go. Sit right down there, buddy.
All right. So this is Derek. This is Derek. Derek is one of our production assistants this year. He's helps film and produce behind the scenes along with a lot of other stuff. We've talked about him a couple of times. But he had a question that he wanted to ask you, Ryan, before we aired this. It did not make it into the mug, but I'm going to let him ask it here in person because there's something very special coming up in August, which we may be able to talk about on a future episode here. But Derek, here you go.
Yeah, so as you know, this past week, the interns challenged the full-time staff to a softball game because we're pretty sure we'll win. We just wanted to know, this is on behalf of all the interns, how badly do you think the interns will beat the full-time staff in this softball game?
Okay. So you're not just asking the question for yourself. You're the spokesperson for the entire.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I think the misconception is that age equals excellence, and I don't think you could be more off base. I don't think you're going to have a unified front. I think you're going to have. I already can point to 2 or 3 people without saying names that are going to want to be the Waccamaw Dermatology player of the game.
Say the names.
They want to. They don't care about the win. They care about themselves.
Say the names.
No, they know.
I want to show them this so that we
they
can use
know
it as
who they
motivation.
are. They know who they are. That's the thing. Like, it doesn't need to go out there. They know who they are. They were the loudest ones on Sunday night when you came up with the idea, and we said, we'll play you. We're playing on our field because there was some talk about, we got to go over to Market Common. Like, no, we're going to play, and we're going to tell you when we're going to play, and we're going to play after the ball game. We're going to play at night underneath the lights. We're not talking. We're talking about a lot of standing around in the softball game. That suits us really well.
I don't think you guys are going to be standing around. I think your guys' outfielders are going to be getting tired pretty quickly.
I would
Actually,
venture
they're
to guess 50% of all batted balls, not even swings, batted balls will not even leave the dirt. That's how loose I feel like the arms are. It's like 2 noodles swinging a bat. Like, it's not going to go anywhere. Like, I don't see a path to success for y'all other than being able to run a little bit faster and do it more often. But I promise you, when each and every one of the full-timers is up at bat, they're going to want to smash that ball so far down your throat that you're feeling it while you come up to bat the next inning. We're going to give no quarter. We're going to take no mercy, and we're going to win. And when we do win, we're going to let everybody know that a group of old hacks beat you bad. Like, we're considering bringing in the public, allowing this to be a public event. That way there's no stories that can be told and saying, oh, well, they cheated. Like, no, open the gates. Let people come in and just see a butt whooping like they haven't seen since the Pelicans took the field.
I'm really happy with your answer because at our weekly team meetings, because we have those, where we talk
I'm just going to cut you off because I know what you're going to say. If my words are needed for your motivation, then you guys are already done. You're already done. If you need me I can do this once a week so you guys have fresh motivation and tell you reasons why I think you're going to lose. And in those, because it's not going to go out into the public, I will name names. I will occupy real estate in so many brains before we ever hit the field. You guys are going to say, well, do you think maybe we could push it back a week or two? Somebody's knee is hurt again. So that's where I think it's going to settle.
Don't you worry about him because I've had some talks with him about changing his mentality at the plate.
Okay.
But old injured knee is going to be just fine, trust me.
But I promise you, as soon as the game ends, I'll be in that handshake line wishing you guys, a good night. It was all in good fun. But between now and then, it's on.
Yeah.
And he didn't want to come up
And
here.
see, like,
and he didn't want to come up here.
He's thinking he's like springing something on us. Like, we had a coaches meeting yesterday with Buddy Bailey. Buddy Bailey said he wants to be a part of it. He's going to grill hot dogs in the dugout and watch. We said, well, you can coach third. And he goes, no, you don't even need me. He goes, you don't need someone just to continue to say run, because that's all we're going to do all day long. Run those bases.
So we are going to be, August's episode will already have been recorded and out by the time this happens, so you'll have to wait till September's episode.
We can go Facebook Live, whatever the live versions of all the social accounts, like at that Sunday the 14th. It'll probably end sometime around midnight. We can go on. Well, like, if fans want to know, we'll let them know. They shouldn't have to wait till September.
I don't know where to go with that after that. That went off the rails real quick. That has been another episode of Behind the Scenes.
That's behind the scenes.
Yeah, that is the essence of this show. If you want to get good food, good drink, awesome views, head on down to RipTydz, Oceanfront Grill, rooftop bar, 3 different levels. They got a rooftop, they've got the second deck, and they've got the lower deck as well. There's cornhole, there's sand, there's big Adirondack chairs, there's full bars in both the second and the third level. You get this view, not a green screen, actual ocean. It's a little windy out there now, but hey, it is beautiful, and a lot of people on the beach. So make your plans, come on down, visit Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. It's a lot of fun out here. Make sure you stop by RipTydz. Get here before our game, after our game, whatever both if you want. And make sure you continue to check out episodes of Behind the Scenes. We record those here at RipTydz. And we also have the RipTydz Rally Deck in left field now as well, that you can have your own little slice of RipTydz if you really want it. So, till next time, questions, comments, concerns, all that can go to Ryan Moore. Tweet, Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff. And we will bring it to you on this show, and he'll answer it to the best of his ability. We're going to go jump in the ocean. We're dripping right now. For Ryan Moore, I'm Hunter Horenstein. This has been another episode of Behind the Scenes presented by RipTydz, Oceanfront Grill, and Rooftop Bar.